Hey, good morning everybody. It's Saturday, May 2nd, and it's pretty chilly. 6:45 this morning, and it's 43 degrees. So that's a nice way to start the morning, but we got some work to do on the pond, so let's get to it. There you go. We got the underlayment in, we got the pond liner down. I think it's time to put some water in it. One thing you've noticed me doing going around the pond, I'm trying to stretch out the liner as best as I possibly can. I'm going to have a few wrinkles in it, but I think when it's all said and done, I don't think they're going to be too noticeable. But it's funny, you watch other videos of people putting ponds in and they make it look easy. For the most part it is, but you know, it is what it is, right? Too late to turn back. Alright, the next step is to trim the liner and clean it up a little bit because I got some excess on the edges. So we'll get all that trimmed up and make it start looking like a pond. Now the fun begins. We have to take all this stone and put it around the pond. Alright, so I kind of got all the stone laid out, the different size pieces, so it's grouped from, we have some small stuff down here on the end. The middle section here, most of that's a medium sized stone, and then we got the bigger pieces right up here at the front. Alright, so we're making some progress here. I got the rocks up around the waterfall so you can't see the buckets anymore. And I've started putting the rocks on the back side of the waterfall just to cover up some of the plumbing. And that's kind of where I am at this point. I still have to put some of the rocks over the pipe that runs to the filter. I'm sorry, runs to the pump. And then after that, gonna go ahead and finish up laying some stone around the rest of the edge of the pond. And I think I'll be able to get this all knocked out in one day. So that's pretty good. 2 tons of stone laid in one day. I'll call that a win. Now I'm going to start working on the filter material for the waterfall. It's an inside look at the bucket. So the water right there comes out of that little spout, which is connected to a pipe that runs into the pump. And essentially this will fill up with water and spill out back into the pond. So it's pretty straightforward. And right here in the center, all of this inside area will be filled with lava rock and a couple of filter pads. So let's do that. So here's the lava rock. Let's get it cut open. Typically you see this in red, but if you look closely next to the red bags at the store, you also get black. So if you're not a fan of the red, they do have a black option. So this tray right here will sit down inside the waterfall. On top of that tray will be this filter pad. And then on top of the filter pad, I will fill this bag, this mesh bag, with all this lava rock. With the pad and the bag full of lava rock, that will be my filter media for the pond. And the cool thing is, when I want to change out the lava rock, or if I just want to hose it down, if I can find the opening, let's see. So we'll say this is full with lava rock. You just pull it out of the bucket and hose it off, or whatever you want to do with it, and put it back in, and you're good to go. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's fill it up. Alright, so it's the next day after putting out all the rocks yesterday. So these are just kind of setting where I think I might want them. I'm going to have to go back with some cement and get them level, nice and sturdy, but just to give you an idea, this is kind of what it looks like. I had some leftover stones, so what I did is created a second border, and I'm going to fill this with potting soil, and this will be a little garden right here on the edge of the pond. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do now is fill this section with the topsoil that I have left over from another project, and start turning this into a little bit of a flower garden here. All right, let's do it. We'll do the bridge going into the rest of the backyard. Alright, so I got the river stone kind of set where I want it. You kind of see the idea here. So the bridge is actually going to start right here, level with this first step. And so it'll cover all these pavers. You won't be able to see any of that, but we'll have some river stones on the side. And the bridge will, just skip across the pond and go into the backyard. bridge up. Next step is to connect the bridge right here to that step right there. So all of this will be nice and level. And come off this step right here will essentially be level with the bridge. So this bottom step right here is going to disappear. But on this side, I'll have a ramp coming down to the walkway. So there you go. I still got to trim up the edges a little bit. It's a little wide. I'm gonna make it a little more narrow so I get the saw out and take care of that. But yeah, we got a bridge. Pretty cool.